Imagine a place so brutal that the ocean itself freezes solid. A place where temperatures collapse to minus 44 degrees Celsius, hurricane-force winds rip across the sea, and towering 60-foot waves can destroy almost anything standing in their path. This is the deadly Sea of Okhotsk, near the eastern coast of Russia, one of the harshest offshore environments on Earth. And yet, rising from this frozen chaos stands an unbelievable giant. The Berkut oil platform. Weighing more than 200,000 tons, Berkut is not just an oil rig. It is a floating steel fortress engineered to survive crushing ice sheets, violent storms, and the relentless forces of the Arctic Ocean. But building a structure of this scale in such a hostile environment seemed almost impossible. So how did engineers accomplish it? And what secrets lie beneath this frozen monster? Tonight, we uncover the incredible story of Berkut. To truly understand the madness behind the Berkut platform, we first need to understand its size. And the numbers are absolutely staggering. With a total weight exceeding 200,000 tons, Berkut is considered one of the heaviest offshore oil platforms ever constructed on Earth. Its gigantic gravity-based structure sits firmly on the seabed like an artificial island made entirely of steel and reinforced concrete. The platform is so enormous that its topside facilities alone outweigh thousands of fully loaded trucks combined. Towering above the freezing ocean, the structure houses drilling systems, power units, processing equipment, storage facilities, and living quarters for hundreds of workers. But this was not just about building something massive. Engineers needed to create a structure powerful enough to resist crushing Arctic ice, violent underwater currents, and enormous storm waves without moving even a few centimeters. In many ways, Berkut is less like an oil rig, and more like a heavily armored city floating in one of the most dangerous seas on the planet. But the true challenge was never the size of Berkut. It was survival, because in the Sea of Okhotsk, nature shows absolutely no mercy. During winter, temperatures can plunge to a deadly minus 44 degrees Celsius. Entire sections of the ocean freeze solid, while gigantic ice sheets drift across the water with enough force to crush ordinary ships like paper. And then come the storms. Waves rising over 18 meters high violently slam against the platform day and night, testing every inch of its structure. To survive these brutal conditions, engineers transformed Berkut into a fortress of Arctic engineering. Its massive reinforced base was specifically designed to absorb powerful ice impacts without shifting position. Specialized steel coatings protect critical systems from freezing, while internal heating and insulation systems keep operations running even during the harshest blizzards. Every pipe, every support beam, and every structural component was engineered for one purpose only: to survive where almost nothing else can. And somehow, Berkut continues operating in the middle of this frozen nightmare. Building Berkut was not just an engineering challenge. It was a financial gamble on an unimaginable scale. The platform became part of the massive Sakhalin-1 energy project, one of the most ambitious offshore developments ever attempted in the frozen waters of Russia's Far East. And the cost? Over $12 billion US. That is more than the yearly economy of some entire nations. But constructing a giant oil platform in one of the harshest environments on Earth required extraordinary solutions. Specialized Arctic-resistant materials had to be developed. Massive transport vessels carried gigantic modules across dangerous seas. Entire construction teams worked in freezing temperatures just to assemble this steel monster piece by piece. Every stage of the project pushed technology, logistics, and human endurance to their absolute limits. For the companies behind Berkut, failure was simply not an option. Because hidden beneath the frozen seabed lay enormous oil, reserves capable of changing the future of regional energy production forever. And Berkut was the key to unlocking it. But Berkut was not built simply to survive the Arctic. It was built to extract enormous amounts of oil from deep, beneath the seabed. And the technology behind it is truly astonishing. Every single day, this massive platform produces thousands of tons of crude oil from the remote Arkutundagi field hidden beneath the Sea of Okhotsk. Deep below the freezing waters, powerful drill systems cut through layers of rock with incredible precision, reaching reservoirs located miles away from the platform itself. But drilling in this environment is far more dangerous than ordinary offshore operations. One small failure could shut down the entire system. That is why Berkut uses advanced extended-reach drilling technology combined with real-time computerized monitoring systems. Sensors constantly track pressure, temperature, and drilling stability every second of the operation. Inside the control rooms, highly trained engineers monitor the entire extraction process around the clock, ensuring the flow of oil never stops. Because beneath this frozen ocean lies a fortune in energy, and Berkut was engineered to reach it. From the outside, Berkut looks like a cold and unforgiving steel machine. But inside this Arctic giant, an entire community lives and works in complete isolation from the rest of the world. Hundreds of workers spend weeks at a time surrounded by freezing oceans, violent storms, and endless darkness during the harsh winter months. For them, the platform is not just a workplace. It becomes a temporary home. To keep the crew safe and mentally prepared for such extreme conditions, Berkut was designed with advanced living facilities rarely seen on offshore structures. The platform includes fully insulated sleeping cabins, modern dining halls, recreation rooms, medical facilities, and even communication systems that allow workers to stay connected with their families thousands of miles away. But life here is still far from easy. Outside the walls of the living quarters, nature remains constantly hostile. And every worker aboard understands one thing. In this frozen environment, teamwork, discipline, and precision are not optional. They are essential for survival. To understand Berkut, we have to go back to where it all began. The Sakhalin-1 project, a massive international energy initiative designed to unlock one of the most remote and challenging oil reserves on the planet. Hidden beneath the frozen waters of the Sea of Okhotsk lies the Arkutundagi field, a vast underground reservoir of crude oil that remained untouched for decades due to extreme ice conditions and brutal weather. Traditional offshore platforms simply could not survive here. So engineers had to rethink everything. The solution was not just a platform, but an entirely new generation of Arctic engineering. A structure strong enough to withstand drifting ice, violent storms, and months of freezing darkness. Sakhalin-1 brought together global expertise, combining Russian industrial strength with advanced international offshore technology. But the real challenge was not discovering the oil. It was figuring out how to reach it safely. And that challenge gave birth to Berkut, one of the most powerful offshore structures ever built in human history. In an environment this extreme, even the smallest mistake can turn into a disaster. That's why Berkut was engineered with some of the most advanced safety and environmental protection systems ever used in offshore drilling. Because here, it's not just about extracting oil. It's about surviving responsibly. Throughout the platform, thousands of sensors continuously monitor structural stress, pipeline pressure, temperature shifts, and even microscopic environmental changes in the surrounding ocean. And if anything goes wrong, even for a second, automated shutdown systems activate instantly, sealing the wells, isolating pressure, and preventing any potential leakage into the fragile Arctic ecosystem. But safety doesn't stop there. The platform is also equipped with emergency evacuation shelters, fire suppression systems, and rapid response vessels stationed nearby to act within minutes. Environmental protection is treated with equal importance. Because the Sea of Okhotsk is not just a work zone. It is a delicate natural habitat that must be preserved. In this frozen frontier, engineering power means nothing without control. And Berkut was built to master both. But what truly makes Berkut extraordinary is not just its size or strength. It is the level of technology hidden inside it. Because building a structure like this in the middle of a frozen ocean required innovations that had never been attempted before. One of the most critical engineering achievements was the installation of the massive topside modules. These gigantic steel sections, weighing tens of thousands of tons, had to be transported across dangerous seas using some of the world's largest heavy-lift vessels, and then placed onto the substructure with millimeter precision. In freezing winds and unstable ocean conditions. But that was only the beginning. Berkut also introduced advanced extended-reach drilling systems, allowing engineers to access oil reservoirs located miles away from the actual platform footprint. This reduced environmental impact while maximizing production efficiency. On top of that, real-time digital monitoring systems constantly analyze every part of the structure, from drilling pressure to structural stress, ensuring total operational control at all times. This combination of mechanical power and digital intelligence turned Berkut into more than just a platform. It became a fully integrated Arctic engineering system. In the end, Berkut is far more than steel, pipes, and machinery. It is a symbol of how far human engineering can go when pushed to its absolute limits. Built in one of the most hostile environments on Earth, this frozen giant proves that even the most impossible frontiers can be conquered with technology, vision, and relentless determination. For decades, offshore drilling was limited by nature itself. But Berkut changed that perception forever. It showed the world that energy resources hidden beneath ice-covered oceans are not unreachable anymore. They can be accessed, controlled, and developed safely. And the innovations born from this project are already influencing the next generation of offshore platforms across the globe. But beyond the numbers, beyond the billion-dollar investment, and beyond the engineering records, Berkut stands as a reminder that human ambition has no boundaries. Because when science, technology, and courage come together, even a frozen ocean can become the foundation of progress. If you enjoyed exploring the hidden power of Berkut and the world's most extreme engineering marvels, then you're in the right place. Welcome to Nova World, where we uncover the secrets of megastructures, lost mysteries, and unbelievable human achievements across the planet. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next cinematic journey. Drop a comment below and tell us which world wonder or engineering giant you want us to explore next. Your support keeps this journey alive. Like, share, and stay connected, because the world is full of stories waiting to be discovered only on Nova World.